Friends, we are coming to the second part of this much, C part, that is second. We are coming from the types of assessment. Types of assessment, formative and summative assessment, process and advantage of assessment, assessment devices, examination, interview, discussion, interview. Fifth is assessment of feedback form, assessment programs, institution, and interpersonal relationship between teacher and its role of this one. Okay.
स्लो मेनन सर एकदम स्लो जाओ, आराम से.
आज नहीं होएगा फिर.
नहीं होने दो ना, चलेगा, आराम से जाओ, समझना चाहिए.
First is the types of assessment, diagnostic and formative and summative. Okay. So how many are there? The assessment or diagnostic assessment. Before creating the instructions, it's necessary to know for what kind of students you are creating the instruction. Your goal is to get to know your students' strength, weaknesses, and the skills and knowledge the possess before taking the instructions. Based on the data you have collected, you can create your instructions. Okay. Second is the formative assessment. How will you form the assessment? How will the assessment will take place? Formative assessment is due to the first attempt of developing the instructions. The goal is to monitor the student, learning to provide the feedback. It helps identifying the first gaps in your instructions. Based on these feedbacks, you will know what to focus on for further expansion for your instructions. Summative assessment. Summative assessment is aimed at assessing the extent to which the most important outcomes at the end of the instructions have been reached, but it measures more the effectiveness of learning, reactions on the instructions, and the benefit on a long-term basis. The long-term benefits can be determined by following students who attend your course or test. You are able to see whether and how they use the learned knowledge, skills, and the attitude. Next is the confirmative assessment. When your instructions has been implemented in your classroom, it's still necessary to take the assessment. Your goal with confirmative assessment is to find out if the instruction is still a success after a year, for example, and if the way you are teaching is still on point. You could say that a confirmative assessment is an extensive form of a summative assessment. Non-reference assessment. This compares a student's performance again at an average norm. This could be there again average national norm for the subject, history for example, because that will have the reference. The history will have the past reference. Other example is when the teacher compares the average grade of his or her students against the average grade of the entire school. This is in the actual teaching in a school which is going on. The assessment is based on the teacher. Please remember, yoga teaching is not going on. Simple teaching in a classroom is going on. So there, how the assessment of the students are made, and accordingly we will derive from the yogic perspective. Okay. Criterion reference assessment. It measures the student's performance against a fixed set of predetermined criteria.
Can you change the slides also? Slides are not changing.
The matter has to be completed, no?
Okay.
Set of predetermined criteria or learning standard. It checks what students are expected to know and be able to do at a specific stage of their education. Criterion reference tests are used to evaluate. 1 minute. Oh, 1 minute. This
slide change नहीं हो रहा है sir.
Yeah, it's a test to evaluate the curriculum.
Slide change नहीं हो रहा है sir.
अभी होता है
नहीं होता है. तुम एक काम करो, स्टॉप करो और फिर से एक बार स्टार्ट करो. अभी करो फिर से एक बार.
Okay. Now yeah. 7 6
थोड़ा ऊपर जाओ, अभी थोड़ा सा ऊपर जाके फिर से एक बार समझाओ, क्योंकि हम लोगों को दिखा ही नहीं कुछ स्लाइड. हाँ ठीक है.
प्री असेसमेंट डायग्नोस्टिक असेसमेंट.
हाँ ये हो गया आगे.
सेकंड फॉर्मेटिव हो गया, समेटिव असेसमेंट हो गया. कंफर्मेटिव असेसमेंट, यू वांट मी टू रिपीट? When your instructions has been implemented in your classroom, it's still necessary to take the assessment. Your goal with the conformity assessment is to find out if the instruction is still a success after a year, for example, and if they and the way you are teaching is still on point. You could say that a conformity assessment is an extensive form of a summative assessment. Non-reference assessment. This compares a student's performance against an average norm. This could be the average national norm for the subject, say history, for example. Other example is when the teacher compares the average grade of his or her students against the average grade of the entire school. Criterion reference. It measures the student's performance against the fixed set of predetermined criteria or the learning standards. It checks all students are expected to know and be able to do at a specific stage of their education. Criterion reference tests are used to evaluate a specific body of knowledge or the skill set. It's a test to evaluate the curriculum taught in a course. It's ipsative assessment. It measures the performance of a student against previous performance from that student. It's a comparative study. Suppose he has failed, then the previous, suppose he has secured only 50%. Now he has secured 33%. 33% is passing, taking on average. So what are the reasons for scaling down the marks? What are the psychological reasons that the teacher has to ascertain? What is the reason? What is the stress level for family problems or etc. Psychologically, on the yogic perspective, you have to think on that point of view. Why the mark has gone down? Okay. With this method, you are trying to improve yourself by comparing the previous results. You are not comparing yourself against other students. It is a comparative between the past and the present. It is not a comparison between the other students. It is not a comparison against the entire school's gradation. Okay, please try to understand. So 7 types of formative assessments are there that you have to remember. Sorry, that is general assessment. Now we come to the formative assessment. Here are the less formal check-ins that you can do during the course to see if people are picking up what you are throwing down as you go along. Formative evaluation is used during the teaching learning process to monitor the learning process. Formative evaluation is the development in nature. The aim of this evaluation is to improve the students or participants' learning and teachers' teaching. Teachers using some tests to know what extent the instructional objectives has been achieved. Okay, so these are the formative. One is the evaluation, development in nature. It has to see how the students' improvement in the performance of the test which is conducted has to be seen. The teachers using some tests to know what extent the institutional objectives have been achieved. Next, formative assessment. Formative assessment practice students and teachers using evidences of learning to adapt the teaching and learning to meet the immediate learning needs, minute to minute and day by day. Okay. In a typical yoga class, from start to finish, the students are practicing. The teachers tell the students the moves to follow, and the students practice these moves. As the teacher walks around the class and observe what his or her students are doing, the teacher will make comments about how to improve the poses. Most of the time, the teacher makes a general comments that everyone can use. Personal होगा तो क्या बोलने का है? You have to go personally. That the sadhak will get offended if you talk in the class. तुम्हारा पैर बराबर नहीं हो गया, तो posture बराबर नहीं हो गया. You have to be very careful. Then golden rules of reaching to the asana has to be mentioned. Slow, steady, rhythmic, inhalation जाके posture में जाने का. After inhalation, after reaching the posture, close your eyes, exhale out completely, do the normal breathing, understand your capacity, where the blood is going. These are the basic points which a yoga teacher should be aware of and should demonstrate in the and should talk in the class while during the course of the asana which is there. Sorry का कळलं हे शब्द सगळं यूज कर आणि मी तुला पाठवून दिला. Okay, these suggestions, corrections made in real time have an immediate impact on the practice to make the pose is better. Okay. Yeah, then comes the summative assessment. Summative assessment, it's a summation of the course, it's a summation of the entire thing. That is a summative assessment. At the end of the class, like practical exams or total result. Now, how you make the summative assessment? Unless and until you have a formative assessment, you cannot make a summative assessment. Okay. The summative assessments are given at the conclusion of a specific instruction period, and therefore they are generally evaluative rather than diagnostic. That is, they are more appropriately used to determine the learning progress and achievement, evaluate the effectiveness of a program. Summative evaluation is a terminal in nature. Its purpose is to evaluate the student's achievement or participation's benefits. Generally, standardized tests are used for the purpose. In patients' cases, we can get results from the pathological readings. It helps the teacher to know the effectiveness of the instructional procedure. Large numbers of skills can be tested in this evaluation. It is not regular and continuous process. It answers to the question the degree to which the students have mastered the course content. See, many of you have become very senior yoga masters thereafter. Now you'll be going to the field and practicing it. I am not talking about the yoga class. I am talking about yoga therapy classes. Here the pathological readings are a base for determining a comparative study of 6 months pathological reading and 6 months now will understand where the problem is there, where the problem stands. Okay. Say for example, diabetes reading 140 ka upar hai. The formerly it was 260. Now it has gone down to 200 or vice versa. So that means this is leading into a very dangerous state where insulin injection has to be taken. Okay. Same the case of the hypertension also, blood pressure or any other disease which the other disease are having. Okay. So you should have the assessment, pathological assessment, the doctor's reading, what are the medicine he is taking, because you are not a doctor, you are only a supplement to the yoga therapy, is a supplement to the existing therapy which the patient is taking. So never stop the therapy of the patient and say that yoga therapy, no, you should always an adjunct to the existing therapy. Yes, the results of the yoga therapy will be shown after a period of 5 to 6 months. The dosage of the medicine will come down, the metabolic level will increase, the activity level will increase, indicating that the disease is in the diminishing stage. Okay, but once a diabetic will remain a diabetic till his death, he will be under the controlled level. The least dosage of medicine will be taken. This is out of my personal experiences, which I am doing, which I am sharing with you. Then, process of assessment. Assessment is a systematic basis for making inferences about the learning and development of the student. It is the process of defining, selecting, designing, collecting, analyzing, interpreting, and using the information to increase the student's learning and development. Okay. Assessment is the for making inferences about the learning and development. The process of defining, selecting, designing, collecting, analyzing, interpreting, and using the information to increase the students' learning and development. Advantages: it provides the students with structure and motivation to better themselves, while ensuring resilience in competition and disappointment. It helps in understanding the competence so students can be taught at appropriate level and pays for them. Students will get the right perception of the study after the same is submitted for assessment. Next, advantages of assessment: detailed personalized feedback. It gives an opportunity to students to have the personal feedback on the papers and the report submitted. Okay. Individualized assessment. Here it gives an opportunity to the student to have a one-to-one interaction with the teacher and understanding the mistakes or rectification to be carried out in the report. When the report is submitted, the teacher will understand the mistakes which are committed. Okay. So thereafter, if any mistakes are one-to-one interaction, like in our yoga class, one-to-one interaction. So going to near him, अब आपका posture बराबर नहीं है, or you could have done it better. आप posture में रहिए, try to understand, और कपालभाति आपका बराबर नहीं है, etc. etc. Okay, what are the basic principles of Kapalbhati? Then you have to motivate the students. You have to say the benefits of the asanas. Benefits and contraindications are a supplement to increase the liking for the asana and understanding the benefit of it. Okay. Then assessing across the old syllabus. This also gives a chance to discuss the entire syllabus and how it will be covered up by the teacher within a given time frame of lectures. हम लोग थाने स्कूल में हम लोग when we start level 4 or level 3 we say within 3.5 months. So it is our duty to complete the syllabus. It is the school's responsibility to complete the syllabus. Whereas you can also say which is the priority of the subjects to be taken. Okay. Now see, more priority has taken the scriptural side. Second priority will be the anatomy and physiology. And third priority, even if it is not taken, the students can very well read and understand. Okay. Like these topics and all, which are to be just read and understood. Whereas the scriptural knowledge are a must. So that's why we always start, we give priority to scriptural knowledge. And that's why we start with the Bhagavad Gita and all. Okay. That will induce an idea of spiritualism in the students, that will have an intuition toward this. Okay. Testing applications of technique. The students will come to know the application of technique, which is additionally given as an input by the teacher. Technique, which are the process which is to be done. I am comparing with the general class and a yoga class. Okay. In yoga class also we tell the technique how to go to the posture. Okay. स्थिति 5 स्थिति 8 स्थिति जो रहती है वो अपन जाते हैं. Assessing the deep of the conceptual learning. These modify the thinking pattern of the students either to go deep into the subject or have modified and dilution of the matter under study. Okay. ज्यादा है क्या कमती करना है, that will see. Easy to write the new questions. On account of the above matters, the intuition to think and do the matter will have more input and will have better quality of the report. The quality of the report after discussion, one-to-one discussion or after discussion with the teacher, if the certain matter has to be modified or if the certain matter has to be deleted, that will increase the quality of the report. That will have a better quality to the report, or that will give better weightage to the report or better presentation to the report. Okay. So see, in our class, when I observe Vijay sir, each and every time uska quality is going to a very, very higher level. The reports which are not there in January are not there now. It is entirely modified. Bhagavad Gita जो पहला हमने पढ़ा था January में when appearing by level 3 was entirely different. It has been changed. So more inputs are given. So it is more sharpening and more becoming better quality and better presentation. समझे? So that is the crux of the class. That is the crux of the Thane school. I am not marketing here. It's nothing to do with the marketing. This is what a personal observations I have done. Okay. The above changes, modification or deletion of certain matters added or diminished will give a boost to the teacher for a new set of module of assessment. Okay. Next is the written examination. Yeah. Now, written examination. Written exam is the most commonly used type of assessment for certification purpose. This exam assesses the candidate's knowledge in specific areas as defined in the blueprint. Written examination is best suited for initial certification as it enables a wide coverage of content and it can be used to assess both knowledge and its application. Other advantages that explain the popularity of this method include its low cost for candidates and its decreased cost to administrators as the number of the candidates increase. It can also be delivered online and it has a high degree of candidates acceptance. The following provides information on the advantages and disadvantages of multiple choice examinations and other forms of written examination. Now, multiple choice exams, MCQ, which everybody has got a very good experience for the last 1.5 years appearing. Myself also got a very good experience of MCQ, sitting at home and solving the examinations. And sound psychometric qualities, wide coverage of domain content, can assess both knowledge as well as application of the knowledge, can be scored quickly, can be administered more than once, low cost for the candidates and decrease as the number of candidates increases, possibility of online delivery, well accepted by the candidates. So these are the advantages of MCQ. So going into this, they can ask what are the advantages of MCQs and all. See, orally also they can ask, okay, what are the qualities of the teacher? What is the summative assessment, the formative assessment in the practical side? Because you've been masters, you are supposed to know not only asanas and pranayama, but how will you conduct a good yoga class? What are the concepts of the teacher? What are the concepts of the how the class is to be conducted? Further, they'll have the therapy class also. How are you going to conduct the therapy class? How are you going to have? Can ask. It all depends on that at that state of mind, the examiner's viewpoint. Okay. Next, disadvantage of MCQ. Need large pool of questions to ensure the rotation. Measuring practical skill is not always possible. Initial development costs are high, therefore requiring significant investment. Requires creation of various versions of the exam to prevent the examination's questions overexposure and to ensure the security of the test. See, during my period, we have seen the peer competitors are just going over the sketch of the past papers and just completing the course within the stipulated time of 1 month or 2 months. We have seen. But here हम लोग का principle क्या है? जोली भर के देता है. We give 100% to the syllabus, cover the entire syllabus. But your questions will come to only 5% or 10%. So 90% is the knowledge, 10% is the examination, and 90% is the knowledge. And this knowledge will help you in the future in the yoga field wherever you are doing the training. Okay. This will also help you if you are not a postgraduate. This will also encourage you to go to postgraduation level. Okay. We have got candidates here having passed level 2, level 3. They have entered post MA कर रहे हैं अभी. हो जाएगा अभी. Okay. Next, after MCQ come essays, short answers, answer completion. What are the advantage and disadvantage? Now here it will be little lengthier. Your reading capacity should be more in a short answers or essays and all. Can assess both knowledge as well as the application of knowledge. Can obtain more information in some areas because the reading capacity will be more. Can have reasonable coverage of domain content. Cost for the candidate is still reasonable. Possibility of online delivery. Disadvantage क्या है? Need to revise the content after each administration. Attention needs to be paid to development of scoring key. Measuring practical skill is not always possible. Scoring can be time consuming and challenging. Okay. Scoring can be time consuming and challenging. Oral interview. Next kind of assessment device is the oral interviews based on the assessment is a technical and structured interview and to assess the candidate's skills, knowledge and abilities. A credentialed faculty member will evaluate learning on response given during a structured interview on the course learning outcomes. Student interviews are highly effective alternative or supplemental assessment method and teaching tool which the students find valuable. Reporting. As a supplement to the other traditional assessment methods, interviews can quickly identify what students have done as well as what they know. Coming to the yoga class. Just एक student आगे हमको भी weight reduce करना है. The ladies, youngsters will always have weight reduce करना है. इसके लिए हमको yoga join करना है. Okay. You should have an application form whereby his health details, his present family background, everything has to be ascertained because yoga is for the mind and the body. So that's why his entire assessment has to be seen. उसका जो कारण जो yoga class join करता है for weight reduction is only a minor thing, only a 5%. 95% you should assess on his all his entire background. Office where he is working, what is the stress level he is carrying, whether he's in the IT company, whether he's in the bank, or whether he's jobless. That also has an effect. Whether a martial relations, how everything has to be a financial background also. Then only you should be able to admit. On the other hand, a therapy patient is coming purely to get rid of the relief of the disease or vyadhi which he is carrying, which we know are psychosomatic diseases on, and we give the treatment accordingly to that. Okay, this is just a concept of the interviews which you are supposed to take when you admit a student in the yoga class. Okay. Purpose of the interview are often used in assessment centers and are designed to get an insight into your personal and professional background. They are also meant to be useful for the applicants. It's a good way to find out more about the job and the company you are applying to. Okay, see what I asked. This is a general thing, but in the yoga concept, you should ask where he is working. Immediately you will come to know what is the stress level. Infosys में काम करता है या विप्रो में काम करता है या वेरी IT कंपनी or is an executive in a big company, we should understand his stress level. Okay, if it's a proprietary firm, we know उसका क्या stress level है करके, उसका turnover से मालूम पड़ेगा कितना है. Immediately we should ask. I've been a banker, I cross question so and so, so then only I take the candidate. I don't take the candidate like that. Okay, just walk in, I don't take. Group discussion. This is the recent key factor which is introduced by the corporates. Group discussion, and group discussion you will come to know what is his capacity of the subject which he is talking. Capacity of the subject which he is talking. Even I attended the group discussion in my younger days in a pharmaceutical company. So I was given a topic, whether love marriage is preferable or whether arranged marriage is preferable. I still remember. And the company name was Wockhardt Pharmaceuticals. So we are told to give. It is not a subject of how you present yourself. That is the way, as a medical representative, how you are going to present yourself to the doctors. So that's what the presentation is required. You may not be up to the subject, but how you are going to present, that is very important. So group discussion here also plays a very important role. All the principles of assessment that apply to individual work apply to a group work also. Assessing the group work has added the challenges. First, depending on the objective of the assignment, the instructor might want to assess the team's final product. An example, design, report, presentation. Their group processes. Example, ability to meet the deadlines, contribute fairly, communicate effectively, or both. Second, group performance must be translated into individual grades, which raises the issues of the fairness and equity. Complicating both issues is the fact that neither group proposes nor individual contribution are necessarily apparent in the final product. Thus, in addition to evaluating the group's output, instructors may need to find the ways to determine how groups function and the extent to which individuals contributed to the effort. That isn't always, but these general principles can guide you and can help you find and implement the right approach for your goals and context. Next is
take a 2-minute break, Menon sir. I will read.
Questionnaire.
Assessment devices means questionnaire. The questions put to the yoga sadhak will indicate a number of reasons for him or her to join yoga class, especially whether she is coming for fitness purpose or the middle-aged person is joining because of the vyadhi purpose. The people are coming only for the reducing the weight and the vyadhi will be removed. For that only the people are coming. But yoga is the Atma Gyan. Yoga is to enhance your spirituality. That is the main thing. So this analysis can be done based on the question we put to them. A detailed analysis can be made and thereafter a proper timetable can be tabulated for daily practices. So tailor-made practice we can give to them who are coming as a practitioner or who has coming for yoga. So in case of health issue, the sadhakas, the disease and the pathological reports in variance for a period of 6 months has to be seen, and what are the parameters which have risen above the normal level has to be ascertained through the personal interview of him about the family. So,
office.
Heredity or anything, we can check it properly. The family background also. What is the atmosphere in family background? So office, friends, etc. also. And also financial situation and where the spouse is working. The teacher or the evaluator can form an opinion about the stress level and decide the course of yogic therapy and act accordingly.
These are my submission, sir. These are not in the Google, in the website. These are my thoughts which I have been putting into.
Okay. No problem. You can continue now. Next.
There are pani ki
assessment
of feedback forms.
Assessment of the feedback form. The ratings are valued as a 1, strongly disagree, 2, disagree. ये तो हम लोगों को पता रहता है because we are going in shop and everything in mall. We are giving feedback, very nice, good or anything. The HDFC Bank also taking this feedback. So you all know this feedback. So you can make a feedback to your own school also, or you can check it or assess it as a give me your feedback form wherever you are going or wherever you are going to assess the institute or the person. The presenter Bega, what is the Bega? I don't know. On time and used the time well. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The presenter was extremely clear. The voice is clear or not. The atmosphere is very nice or what. The whatever the sadhana, the yoga sadhana is taking means prarthana or taking or anything. Some people are starting with shavasana also. So that is the another impact. So some people are taking after 2 or 3 asanas, they are taking uh, 2 minutes shavasana. So in Shivananda, there is another type of sadhana. So every module is there. You can assess it nicely. So that is the thing. So please, Menon sir, continue.
Then these are the additional questions which are put after the workshop is over. What do you find most helpful about the workshop topic? List any suggestions to improve the workshop. Please suggest topic for the new workshop. Thank you for it. It is a valuable and we appreciate your participation. Please put a completed form in the evaluation box. Now, what is the final evaluation of the yoga workshop which has been taken? What are the organizers supposed to evaluate? Just feedback रहते हैं, कभी-कभी form ऐसे ही रख देते हैं, फिर बाद में क्या उसका है? The organizer of the workshop to strongly reassess the points raised in 1, strongly disagree, 2, disagree, and 3, neutral. These 3 points has to be discussed among the committee members or among the teachers and the organizer so that a clear concept on the participants' mind can be found and take necessary steps to improve so that this will go to the higher level. Strongly disagree at least may become disagree, disagree may become neutral, and then you will have a satisfactory report on the future workshops which are going to take place on this month. Okay, say pranayama रहेगा, asanas का रहेगा, या kriya का रहेगा. General people, the concept of these people, general yoga students, ordinary students, many are aware to Jalniti and Sutraniti. Many are aware. They get some irritating and the pre-planned concept in the mind is there. अरे मेरे को सर्दी हो जाएगा, vomiting हो जाएगा, etc., etc., etc. But once they get used to it, so that's why this conducting the workshop of Kriya should be very careful and बहुत convincing करना मांगता है, बहुत convincing करना मांगता है. Demonstration का बाद में बहुत convincing and self confidence create करना मांगता है. Then only they will start doing it. The yoga teachers and organizers should thereafter take a view based on the above and try to improve the remarks given by the participants. So these are the steps which are to be same. So that's why the feedback form is taken. Why we take the feedback form? So at the end of the workshop, at the last day of the workshop, we get a feedback. So participants will give their opinion accordingly. Okay. Now, which is the next topic? Assessment of program institutions and yoga centers. From the surprise thing, I got to know YCB का website में आ गया. YCB का website, not YCB our exam website नहीं. When I went for this just felt this I could. As per the survey conducted by YCB in the present day, yoga education is being imparted by many eminent yoga institutes, yoga colleges, yoga universities, yoga departments in the university, naturopathy colleges, and private trusts and societies. Many yoga clinics, yoga therapy and training centers, preventive healthcare units of yoga research centers have been established in hospitals, dispensaries, medical institutions, and therapeutical setups. Yoga Certification Board aims to provide yoga as a career skill, and accordingly, its objectives includes bringing synergy, quality, and uniformity in teaching of yoga across the world. Yoga certification accredits yoga institutes / centers based on the scale of operation, capacity, years of experience, etc., under 4 categories as follows. Accreditation and recognition of leading yoga institutes, accreditation recognition of yoga institutes, accreditation recognition of yoga training centers. Yoga institute and yoga training centers are this month. Okay. Accreditation recognition of yoga therapy centers. Leading yoga. The yoga institute, which is in existence for a minimum of 15 years, following a legacy of yoga tradition, parampara, and have contributed to the body of knowledge in the field of yoga education, training, therapy for at least 10 years, will be termed as a leading yoga institutes. Example is Yoga Institute Bombay, Kavilada, BK Sayangar, BR School of Yoga, Yasvyasa, Krishnamacharya Yoga Therapy Institute. These
See,
are not there in the website, but these I have written.
YCB board or YCB certification board is made for only to promote yoga tradition of India, and that is authentic. And second thing is, in India also there are so many different practices. So they are trying to bring the different practices or in one roof only on one roof or the under the one roof. The symmetry, this word is very important.
But here telling
They try to bring all the institute, whole world in a one roof. The symmetry in yoga everywhere is same.
yeah.
So that is the thing.
Yeah, here they want to empanel, enlist yoga institutes and yoga training centers. Yoga training centers and yoga institute. But it's yoga classes at yoga institute means which are knowledge giving, knowledge participation. The detailed eligibility criteria parameters for accreditation recognition as leading yoga institute is at Annexure A, Yoga Institute. The yoga institute which has contributed to the body of knowledge in the field of yoga education, training, therapy for at least 5 years and has produced quality yoga profession will be termed as yoga institutions. Okay. Yoga training centers. These are at lower dimensions. The yoga center which are committed towards promotion of health and wellness for at least 2 years and has produced quality yoga professionals will be termed as yoga training center. The detailed eligibility criteria for accreditation recognition as yoga training is at Annexure C. Okay, these have been extracted from the accreditation of yoga institutes and yoga training centers under YCB. अभी एक आइटम रह गया है साहब कंप्लीट करने के गुरु शिष्य परंपरा इंटरपर्सनल रिलेशनशिप ऑल आर कंफर्टेबल कोई सो नहीं रहा है ना एनीबॉडी स्लीपिंग
No, you can complete it. थोड़ा fast
थोड़ा आज के लिए so that I need not take it tomorrow.
Yeah, please do it.
Guru Shishya Parampara, everybody knows now. We are masters now, everything now by this now. We're famous Sanskrit. This also, you know, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, you know the importance of this. So we are written, but it's just a recap of this one. Guru Shishya Parampara has its roots in India and it has thrived during the thousands of years. When there was the need to transmit a powerful and subtle knowledge, it was always achieved in an atmosphere of trust and devotion between the Guru and the Shishya. The word parampara can literally be defined as uninterrupted tradition. That is to say, it denotes the lineage of the shared knowledge. To describe that tradition, Sadhguru says, that is Ishavasya, it is when someone does discover something and then transmits it. Then that person does the same thing with another, and so the chain goes on for thousands of years. That is the way it has been happening in India, and thank God, this endless chain of teaching and learning continues. Now see the comparison in the Western culture. In the Western culture, people try to replace this by teachings from books, videos, calendars, quoting all this latest YouTube gadgets and latest online videos and all. But a confused mind can misunderstand the message, interpreting it according to his convenience or just with the level that mind has achieved. That is why this unchanged tradition shows us that the sacred teachings can only be transmitted from a person to person. We all have our inner guru because when we are divine sparks from God, Jivatma, and it is a fate to join Paramatma, but we all need masters to teach us and guide us through the right path of self-discovery. This fact doesn't turn gurus into superior beings. They are simply people with more practice in yoga and who are embedded made some more mistakes than we have. People who have been joining this institute in the initial stage, they will they may be not spiritual. They may be just having the practical experience of yoga. But during the study of the scriptural knowledge, giving more importance to the scriptural knowledge through the blessings of Vijay sir, the divine blessings on the automatically transmission takes place as a degree of spiritualism arises when the course gets completed. Okay, this can be seen through the results. This can be seen through the face, the smiling face which they come out after passing. This is my personal experience for the last 1 year, which I have been observing for various batches which I have seen. Okay, so it is a proved fact, indirect by way of indirect, that a degree of spiritualism has entered into the system, into the mind, and a transformation has taken place whereby they are going better results. A better result in the examination is proved that a better result will be elsewhere afterwards also. Okay. Next, interpersonal relation between Guru and Shishya. We are given the importance of this one. The guru, the saint or parents will sometimes tell us things we all like and some other things that we won't. But there is when we have to face our ego and our mind to work our acceptance. Our guru will never say no without a good reason or just because he is mean. It may probably happen that we are not ready yet to understand the reasons for his decision. And then only time will show us the greatness of his advice. The trust in our guru is vital for our spiritual developments and growth. This trust is the main point of the relation, and it will allow our mind, which is no odd, to stay in silence or quiet. To follow our guru's footsteps will enable us to walk on a known and safe path. It will prevent us from falling in a pit or taking shortcuts. His own guru had guided him through the same path, following the same footsteps as he is doing with us now. As it sometimes happens with the children who come off their parents' hands while walking, we'll find ourselves in a rebellious attitude towards our Guru's words, just to discover later that once again he was right. And we'll walk together again to keep on. Internet extracted from Guru Shishya Parampara by Nimbus.
यहाँ पे I will say the survey that shloka is
Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina.
no. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe.
Yeah.
Both we are together, we are moving together to higher level. So beautifully mentioned in our slokas. Interpersonal relationship. The Guru and Shishya should be enhanced together.
Yeah.
No hostility, no jealousy between them. So beautifully explain the interpersonal relationship. Okay.
Yeah.
So like that, here also we have to do this because we are going to achieve Yoga Guru or Yoga Master certificate. Yeah. Next, sir.
The responsibility of a yoga guru. Now, what is the responsibility towards a yoga sadhak? A sage with such attributes can fit the description of a true guru. He is always absorbed in the self and remains in the constant remembrance of the Supreme. Such a person, as described above, in a multitude of ways, can truly be called a guru or a spiritual master. The guru guides a disciple and protects him from making mistakes repeatedly. The guru's primary role is to give the disciple complete liberation, freedom from the rebirth, karma, and every form of misery. God, in the form of the gurus, brings the earning truth seeker back to himself. The spiritual path should be navigated alone. Guru will show the way, Guru will show the path, but you to attain the liberation, to attain the moksha, you alone have to strive hard and follow. But the path led by the Guru has to be followed strictly in strict adherence. Grasp the true meaning and learn of the Guru's purpose, grasp the true meaning and how the Guru can be experienced in many forms. Guru is for sons of Guru Gobind services, sadhana practices. This is taken out from this extract of Sikh Dharma, so and so. Thank you very much. Thank you for having a patient learning. Any difficulty which I can solve, please.
Thank you,
Beautiful.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Menon sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Luke, any questions, please?